Hey everyone, hope you're all well. Today in the HeadRush pedal board, we're going to have a look at how we can use our set list to get all of our patches in an order that will make sense, especially when we're in hybrid mode, because things can get a little bit jumbled up and gets a bit lost. So let's dive in, let's check this out. Before we dive into this, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that little bell. Make sure you stay up to date with all of my upcoming videos. Now, if any of you were wondering where the pick of destiny is, I own it. So that's why my music's so great. Speaking of, check it out. Links down below. No, but seriously, you can actually just buy these guys. You can get them in a pack of whatever. They're not really usable, but it's cool to have one. All right, patches. So as you can see, I've got all of my patches laid out across here. Now, how I do this is I use a set list. So you want to come to this side, press the three little lines, and it brings you into set lists here. I have a whole bunch of my own set lists, but there's a whole bunch that come in here already loaded. So definitely check those out. But all you need to do is press the button here, new, and it makes a new one. So let's just do this. Let's make a new set list real quick. Let's just pick some random patches. Not satisfied, PY clean. If you know of a patch that you really like, you've got a little search engine at the top here. Type in heavy, in my case, heavy boost, that'll do. And I want to have DW lead. So here's our 4 patches in our set list. You want to press save, save new set list, and let's call this YouTube. Pretty inventive, right? So now these patches are going to be laid out across your board. So the set list is here now saved at the bottom, YouTube, and there we can see it's loaded these 4 patches here. But interestingly, it's loaded them 1, 2, 3, 4, not across the bottom. Now these 4 patches across the bottom are empty, which is not ideal because then you have to reach over the pedals to get to the ones that you've just loaded up. So it's good to keep in mind that the HeadRush loads the patches 1 through to 8. So that's the order. So that's what we've got to keep in mind here. So let's just assume that we only want to use these 4 patches. So you want to go in to the set list here and pop in 4 empty slots. Now, if we save that, now these 4 buttons across the bottom all say empty, which is still not ideal. So unfortunately, we just need to shift them around. You just hold it, cycle it to the top, do the same on all 4, save, and now these have moved down to here. So these are technically slots 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1 through 4 are empty. And that is 100% how I do it. So if I load up this set list here, which is Dave, come back in and we'll go into the edit function so you can see it. I've got 10 patches in here. So those first 4, delay, fender, clean, and clean bass, they're on the top there. The next 4, CD1, crunch, heavy, and amp shred, the 4 that I use the most. So I've got these here within reach. And then a little bit further down, I've got ambience and amp crank. I actually don't know what amp crank does, but then I just need to go to my bank button and here they are here. So what about when we're in hybrid mode? I've got this patch that I made for another video, which is just here. Now in that set list, you can see there are only 4 patches. So we need to put the board in hybrid mode. So we hold our bank button over here, press hybrid. Now the board is in hybrid mode. Now remember when the board loads at its default in hybrid mode, you've got the patches along the top and the sub parameters here on the bottom. So if you don't like that and you want your patches on the bottom as opposed to being on the top, go to global settings, page 3. See those patches just flipped. So in this case, I've got the 4 patches and the 4 sub parameters across the top. What if we load up more into this patch? So let's add in just some random ones, clean shred, gym, iron troops. So I've now added 4 extra patches into here, but where are they? So all we need to do is press our bank button down in this case, and here they are across the bottom. So there's our 4 patches, and there's our 4 sub parameters across the top. Same thing. Let's say I don't like the order of these 4 across the bottom. Go to this one, we'll put escaped. Bird there, iron troops can go in here, and that looks fine. So if we watch the bottom here, I'm going to save this and they're going to flip about. See, now they've changed and they reflect the way they are in the top. Now, one last quick little tip. If you're going to use the board in hybrid mode, use the colors to your advantage. Now, at the moment, this is a bit of a mess. So I've got blue, green, red, purple, 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 blue, and orange. Now, that can get a bit lost. Now, I know that these are the patches, and I know that these are the sub-parameters, but if I'm in the middle of a gig, that can get a bit messy. So we want to color code. So what I would do is I would go into each one, into the hardware assign, and make them all the same color. Save it. Is it the same green? It is. So these 2 are green now. Let's go to the heavy. Same thing. Hardware assign, green, save. Then the last one here. And there we go. Now we know that these bottom ones, the green ones, are the patches and the sub parameters are in the top buttons. So I'd probably change these to different colors because I don't like this being the same color as that. And that's the same purple. So that's kind of silly. Well done, Dave. Cool. That's how we use set lists. So there we go. That's how I do it. Helps me keep everything in order and, keeps me from going crazy. I hope that helps some of you out. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. See you next time.